So let's look at a couple examples of turning things that are decimals into percentages or fractions into percentages and vice versa. So let's take a look at this first one at 0.045. So we have a decimal already and we want to convert it into a percentage, which means that we want to multiply it by 100 or move the decimal place 2 places to the right, which will give us a 4.5%. Let's take a look at this next one. On the next one, we've got the fraction 227 over 773. In order to turn it into a percentage, we have to first turn it into a decimal. How do you turn it into a decimal? Well, we have to go ahead and do the division. So you go to your calculator, which is 227 divided by 773. And we have to kind of round this. It would be 0.293, and I'm going to go out here, 2937. Now to turn this into, still haven't turned it into a percentage. Now is when I'd multiply it by 100 or move the decimal place 2 places to the right like we did in the last one, which would put the decimal between the 9 and the 3. And that would give me 29.37%. However, they asked me to round to the nearest tenth. And I can tell you this with my stat lab, is if you gave the answer 29.37 and they said to round to the nearest tenth, they would mark the problem wrong because the 10th place is the 3. So you'd have to look at the 7. And remember the old rule is if it's 5 or more, you round up. If it's 4 or less, you stay the same. Well, that's 5 or more, so we'll round up. So this will become 29.4%. That's exactly what they'd want rounded to the nearest tenth. Here's another one. Here we've got a percentage this time, 83%, and we want to convert it to a decimal. Well, going to a decimal means we're making it smaller, means we're actually going to divide by 100. If you're not sure, the question is, where's the decimal on the number originally? Well, if we have the number 83, the decimal's on at the end automatically. So making it smaller means to move the decimal place 2 places to the left and turns this into the decimal point 83. And there's our final answer. In this next example, we're asked to do a little bit here. They're asking what is 5% of 5,020? Well, first of all, if you're going to do any math involving a percentage, you first have to take that percentage and turn it into a decimal. So I've got 5%. What would it be as a decimal? So divide it by 100 or move the decimal place, which is currently at the end. So we're dividing by 100. So we're moving the decimal place, which is currently at the end, 2 places to the left, which means we're filling in one empty spot with a 0, which will give us 0.05. Now the question is, what am I supposed to do with that decimal 0.05? Well, the of in math means that we want to multiply it times the 50/20. So they're asking me to take 5% of 50/20, which means to take the 0.05 times the 50/20. Which gives me a total of, when I multiply, 521. Or sorry, not 521. I inverted the numbers here. 251. Continuing along, let's try another one. On this next one, they're asking what is the exact value that is 38% of 27. So the first thing that you'd want to do is take your 38%, and if you're going to do any math with it, convert it to a decimal. So divide it by 100 or move the decimal that's at the end 2 places to the left. 1, 2. That would turn this into 0.38. Just like the last one, the of means you're going to multiply it to the next number, which is the 427. So what is 0.38 times 427? Well, they said exact, so do not round. So exact means don't round. It's going to be 162.26. Exactly.